guys, it's your girl Jade Ashley, and I want to welcome you back to an all new video of When the Beat Drops. And like always, you know I'm here to give you my 5 hottest beats of music of this week, so of course you know you gotta stay tuned for more. Okay y'all, so let's dive into my 5 hottest beats of music of this week. And just a little side note, because y'all see I got the little slick back. I'm on a weave break or whatever, especially if y'all watched my last video, which is my last vlog. But just to let y'all know, it's a little bun going on back here, just FYI. But other than that, we're just gonna dive right into our 5 hot beats of this week. So the first thing I want to talk about is Miss Chloe Bailey. She finally released her highly anticipated debut album, In Pieces, and it's definitely highly anticipated when she first dropped, you know, Have Mercy, and she kind of let people know that, yeah, you know, working on a solo project and stuff like that. And then, you know, with the visuals, the records, the live performances and stuff like that, I think people have been waiting for this. So first and foremost, congratulations to Chloe Bailey, because no matter what y'all say, she is talented as hell. Not only is she a talented, you know, singer, vocally, pen game wise, as an actual musician slash producer, because, you know, she actually works with music within itself, a performer. She's just a well-rounded, you know, just talented individual. And a lot of y'all hate on her. I noticed that a lot of y'all like to hate on people with actual real talent, and Chloe's one of those people, and y'all really need to stop playing with her. So congrats to Chloe on the debut album first and foremost. So I just kind of want to just dive in and give y'all my thoughts on this debut album from Chloe. Now, I did listen to this album on like 3 different instances. So the first time I listened to it while I was driving around and I had it blasting and I was in a car. Then I listened to it when I came home and I was getting ready for a nap or whatever, so I had the music playing in the background. And then I listened to it for a 3rd time this past weekend, like just doing like one of my usual walks or whatever, and I just went outside to get some fresh air and stuff like that. And I had the album blasting in my AirPods because I just wanted to give y'all like my actual first real thoughts or whatever. And obviously these thoughts can change over time because the album came out on Friday, and right now as I'm recording this is Sunday, so I've only been sitting with it for like 2 days. So yeah, I'm just gonna give y'all my thoughts. Now, one thing I want to keep it a buck with y'all. I want to keep it real. So I wish that I can come here and tell y'all that this is an album where I loved it from start to finish. Now, that's not to say that I think it was a terrible album and I hate it and Chloe did a very bad job. That's not this. I think even though I don't feel like I love every song from start to finish, I do think that Chloe did an amazing job, you know, showcasing her talent, showcasing her vocal ability, just showcasing and giving us something different that we're not getting, you know, from other artists out here. So kudos to her on that. I'm just one person, so I don't have to like everything from start to finish and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna kind of like run down basically my thoughts on the album. I will say I'm feeling half of the album. I'm feeling the second half of the album pretty much. The second half on down, you know, is really my thing. So the album has a total of 14 records. I want to say records 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm not really into it right now. I don't know, maybe I need more time to just kind of like, you know, fall in line and, you know, just, you know, kind of familiarize my brain to be like, yeah, I know this song, I heard this song, I'm fucking with it. But, you know, 7 through 14, that's why I said literally half of the album straight through, I can do, okay? So I'm just gonna name off the first 6 songs, which is the first one is Someone's Calling. The second one is Prayed Away. I know she has a visual to that. Body Do, which I think is the visual one of the last visuals she dropped before the album really came out. I Don't Mind is number 4. Number 5 is Worried, and then number 6 is Falling From You. I was like, okay, whatever, listening to the album. Then when we got to number 7, How Does It Feel featuring Chris Brown. Now that wasn't a new record technically because she also dropped that last month, I believe, you know, when she kind of like let everybody know that, oh, you know, me and Chris Brown got this whole collaboration coming out, and then it was just this whole uproar and stuff or whatever, and everybody wanted to be mad, you know, that she was working with Chris Brown because of whatever happened back in 2009. So, and then that's when Chris finally decided to excuse outside. That's when Chris finally decided to speak up and was like, y'all know, y'all really keep hanging this shit over my head, and it's been years later. And then, you know, that was that moment. So How Does It feel is technically not new, but I really do love that record. I love the record when it came out, the visual, I loved it. I love the Usher sample. Like, for me, a lot of people, like, when, you know, a lot of records or older records are like sampled into like newer music, they be like, oh my gosh, this generation, they're not original, you know, why can't y'all come up with something new? But honestly, I just love, and I just kind of feel like that's just like another level of someone's talent when you can flip a well-known record and kind of like make it your own. So if you ask me, I love myself a good sample. So how does it feel with something that I already love? So that was like, all right, we getting somewhere. Once I kind of like heard the album in its order and stuff like that, that's when I was like, all right, Feel Me Cry. I think it was a really great record as well. I was like, okay, I'm kind of fucking with this. I like this record. This is cool. You know, she's doing her thing on that. And then after that, Make It Look Easy. Now, Make It Look Easy, like, I kind of feel like as women, or like, I feel like a lot of women out there can probably resonate with that record, if not anything, because, you know, she touches on like heartbreak and all of this other stuff and everything within this album. I cannot, you know, resonate with that. However, Make It Look Easy, I kind of feel like it goes with a lot of different topics, a lot of different scenarios and stuff like that. So to Make It Look Easy record, I think, is very much relatable. But on top of that, when I tell you Chloe was serving vocals on Make It Look Easy, vocals, like, you already knew the girl could sing, but it's just like, you listen to that record, especially like when I was listening to the album in my AirPods, it was just like, yeah, she's like, I'm letting y'all know I'm a singer for real, for real. So Make It Look Easy is definitely one of my favorites for sure, just because of the vocal ability that she displayed on them. So Toja featuring Missy Elliott. Now, because I was definitely looking for like some up-tempo records and stuff like that, because like I said, she broke out onto the scene as a solo artist with Have Mercy. So I think with Chloe, you know, you want them like up-tempo records and stuff. So at some point, I definitely wanted to hear more up-tempo records on this album. And Toja featuring Missy Elliott definitely has like more so up tempo. I was saying that I feel like that record, it has potential to become a trending sound on TikTok for sure. Like I told y'all, TikTok, if you don't like it now, you gonna like it later, because TikTok, people do they little trends, they do little transitions, you hear it over and over again when you scroll it up and down your For You page, and eventually you gonna love the record. So with that, and especially with it being a Missy, you know, feature and stuff like that, and just the lyrics of the song, I just envision like so many people like making videos to it, especially because it's springtime, summer's right around the corner. So mark my words, Toja, Chloe Bailey featuring Missy Elliott. And when it happens, I'm going to bring this part back up. It's definitely going to become a trending sound on TikTok without a doubt. Other than that, Cheat Back. Now, Cheat Back was definitely not new to me neither, just because, you know, there was a point in time, I want to say this was like maybe last year or something like that, Chloe, she went on live and she previewed, you know, some records and stuff, because, you know, she was asking, you know, her supporters like, oh, what record should I like, you know, drop, you know, next and stuff or whatever. And one record that she had previewed, you know, some time ago was Cheat Back. So Cheat Back, you know, just the concept of it and, you know, the things that she was saying, like I said, the relationship stuff I can't relate to. However, I know a lot of women, they just love that. And, you know, that kind of got like that record also got a couple of guys like kind of like side-eyeing women, you know, y'all do y'all little whatever 1-2-1-2 about relationships and cheating and all of this other stuff. But she definitely knew what she was doing in terms of like creating a conversation around that record. So I always loved that record. And I think one thing I loved about that record is just the acoustic guitar. Like, you gonna get a good song when you get a good acoustic, you know, vibe going and stuff like that, and you get some real good singing going on, the record is always going to just, you know, be chef's kiss. So Cheat Back was something I definitely loved. However, what we didn't know at the time when she did preview the record was that, and maybe this wasn't, you know, something that was what it was at that time, but eventually she got Future to be featured on the record. And Cheat Back, Future, that's a genius feature, if you ask me. She was thinking, because y'all know Future's track record. So yeah, Cheat Back, definitely one of them ones. Then I was saying that her final record, which is record 14, In Pieces, which is also the title track, I said that I felt like that record definitely showed her vocal range. You know, she had, you know, her lower register notes. She also had her higher notes, the way she was able to just kind of like transition from the lower to the higher. So in Pieces, I definitely think, you know, displays her vocal ability without a doubt. And I was saying that, you know, like when you listen to music and then, you know, whatever you're doing within that moment, you kind of like envision yourself like in the music video for that song. So like in Pieces, because I was like, you know, first I said I was driving, then I said I was in the house chilling. At another point in time, I was walking and stuff like that. Like every time I just kept listening to that record, I was just like envisioning myself like in a music video. That's what I thought. But yeah, overall, I think that, you know, Chloe Bailey's debut album In Pieces is a good project. Like I said, I can't say that I love everything from start to finish. However, when it comes down to it, I think it's a great album. It's definitely quality music. You know, a lot of people kind of talk about, you know, music ain't the same and stuff like that, but I definitely think that Chloe is one of those artists where she is producing quality music. Like I said, 7 through 14, that's my ish. Maybe I'll like, you know, records 1 through 6 a little bit more as time goes on. But if you checked out Chloe Bailey's debut album, In Pieces, definitely comment below and let me know your thoughts. Other than that, we're going to move on to my second beat of this week. So last week I talked about SWV versus Escape. You know, there's a whole bunch of drama that's going on their show that's currently on Bravo. And then a lot of that drama is kind of like transpiring into real life. And this week I want to talk about Tamika Scott versus LaTocha Scott, which are the two sisters that is in Escape. So again, you know, drama from the show transpiring into real life. So on the show, you know, we kind of see a rift between Tamika and LaTocha. So from what we got back in the day, you know, Tamika and LaTocha, and you know, this was like when I was younger. So now that they're speaking about it on camera and stuff, we kind of get it like a look into what's been going on, you know, for years and stuff like that. So Tamika and LaTocha, two peas in a pod, they were sisters, they were sticking together. At some point in time, there was an issue with Candy. You know, Candy and Tiny, they stick together. Somewhere in music history, Escape, they break up and stuff. They come back together years later in 2017. You know, there's probably still some issues, some rifts and all of this other stuff. You know, LaTocha still has an issue with Candy. You know, Tamika seems to be cool with Candy now. All of this, blah, 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 blah. So prior to the show starting, we definitely saw kind of like the divide in terms of it being Tamika, Tiny, and Candy, and then LaTocha being elsewhere. They warned us and let us know, eventually y'all gonna see exactly why, you know, things are the way that they are, because those three were performing, you know, doing shows and stuff, and they travel and, you know, do all of that. Meanwhile, LaTocha is elsewhere and stuff. So one of the issues that we do get to see what kind of transpired and kind of caused that, you know, division within a group is, you know, Tamika has been, you know, letting it be known that my sister LaTocha and her husband Rocky, they stole $30,000 from me. And, you know, basically how she explained it is Tiny's mom, she kind of signed the group up so they can get, you know, paid royalties and stuff or whatever for their music. And, you know, her sister LaTocha and the husband was taking the checks and they stole a total of $30,000 from her. LaTocha has been saying this is a lie, this is not true, I never stole no money from you. The husband saying this is a lie, this is not true, I haven't stolen no money from you. So that's kind of just like one thing that just kind of like divided them and stuff like that. And then also, like I said, you know, Tamika, she's cool with Candy now, you know, her and Tiny. But then LaTocha, she just doesn't seem like she wants to be in the group. Her thing is, I want this, you know, gospel career. And I mean, that's not a bad thing. I just kind of feel like, you know, maybe you could do both. I don't know. But it's a lot of petty shit going on. But one thing that's been going from the show into real life is the whole, you know, $30,000 situation. And LaTocha just saying like, no, I did not steal your money. And Tamika's like, yes, you did. So Tamika this past week, she dropped a music video. She dropped the YouTube video where she just kind of like spoke on the situation. She had the clips where she was talking with Tiny's mom, and she already told this story, but you know, just to have, you know, her her evidence and stuff, she had Tiny's mom, you know, explain the same thing, and the mom sat there and explained how she signed the girls up. You know, they was getting the checks, and then, you know, the checks eventually, the names and emails and stuff was changed on Tamika's to LaTocha's, and her checks was going to LaTocha's house, and blah 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 blah. And then, you know, Tamika, she sat here and she put, like, I guess, like, screenshots of the contracts and stuff and everything with the signatures and all of that on the screen. That was that. Eventually, later in the week, LaTocha, she gets on live and she sits there, she's crying, and she's just like, she wants to work things out with her sister. She's not a thief. Just like, you know, Tamika has receipts, she has receipts too. You know, she kind of revealed some things about her marriage. She talked about how she got an open marriage, I guess, to kind of just make it okay for her husband to have been out here cheating on her. That's another story. But it's just so much going on, and I think, like, even as we're watching this on this show, and this still kind of being an issue in present day, I just really don't want to see our legends go out like this, because regardless of the fact, you know, escape their legends. Like, they made their impact on, you know, music. Like, they've already did what was needed to be done in terms of, you know, solidifying their legendary status. And it's just like, y'all out here going out sad. Like, y'all arguing on Instagram Live, LaTocha out here boo-hooing, and it's just a lot. And I just really hope that they get to a situation where they can kind of, like, put this behind them. I hope Tamika get her 30K, because 30K went somewhere. She said 30K was just, you know, the bare minimum. She said it was more, but that was the number she just put out there to let y'all know that, all right, look, this money been taken. But I'm gonna pray for Tamika. Hopefully Tamika get her 30K back. Pray for our legends. That's all I have to say, okay? But other than that, we're going to move on to my third beat of this week, and I have to talk about the return of Miss Megan Thee Stallion. Y'all know that is my birthday twin. So Friday night, actually, she returned to the stage. She performed in Houston at the March Madness Music Festival AT&T block party. So obviously, you know, March Madness, college basketball, all of this other stuff. And she headlined the performance, and this was her first performance since the Tory Lanez verdict, actually. So she, as y'all know, what was this, like November, December, they was on trial, all of this other stuff for the shooting and whatnot. Megan, she just disappeared after the situation, rightfully so, because I'm sure that was so much to deal with, like, mentally. I used to always say, I hope Megan, like, is doing okay, because what she went through publicly, I don't think a lot of people wouldn't able to kind of, like, deal with that. So yeah, she just kind of disappeared, took some time to herself. The first time she actually popped back up was at the Vanity Fair Oscar after party. That was the first time we seen her since the trial and whatnot. You know, she came back snatched and all of this other stuff. Then it came out that, you know, she was going to be headlining this performance. So she headlined the performance. She looked great, of course, as always. And, you know, just went back to being the Houston hottie, like being Megan Thee Stallion, like, and I don't think she never stopped being it, but, you know, it's just great to, you know, see after everything that she's been through, she's able to just kind of, like, you know, just get back to work and just do what she loves to do what people know her to be in terms of an artist and stuff like that. And I'm excited to see what she does musically next and stuff like that. Aside from, you know, just her returning to the stage, there was news that Tory Lanez's new legal team, they actually upheld his conviction, and they're looking to get a new trial. So they're obviously trying to get him to get out of jail. He hasn't been sentenced just yet. I know he was supposed to be sentenced in February, and then I think it moved to this month in April, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, obviously we're going to be looking to see what's going on with that whole situation. I just think that, you know, at the end of the day, it was a sad situation that happened all around. And, you know, it happened all the way back in 2020. Here we are in 2023. And yeah, I just wish everybody the best in that whole situation. But like I said, it's so great to see Megan Thee Stallion back, better, looking great, back on stage and doing a damn thing. So yeah, you know, that's my Aquarius sister, my birthday twin. So yeah, other than that, we're going to move on to my fourth beat of this week. So Quavo, he dropped a new record called Honey Bun. And before I get into anything, my first thought is, first and foremost, I genuinely pray for Quavo's mental health. I pray for, his comfort. I pray, just for him to be all right. Just because obviously with the whole passing of Takeoff, that is a traumatic situation for anybody to go through. But for that to be his nephew, for that to be somebody he's grown up with his whole entire life, and to literally watch him die the way that he did, I could not imagine what he went through within that moment. And the fact that it was, a bullet that wasn't necessarily meant for him that took his life, and that easily could have been anybody, because mind you, Takeoff wasn't the only person that got hit that night, but it could have easily been anybody else. Quavo was right, they were all right there. So I cannot imagine what he's gone through. Obviously he dropped his tribute record after that situation happened, and he performed that tribute record at this year's Grammy Awards. And then even after the tribute record, he's been dropping music. Then he drops Honey Bun, and my first thought was, I just want Quavo to be okay. That was it. My first thought was, I just want him to be okay. Like, I think if he were to take some time off, take some time away from music, I think literally everyone would understand. Now, granted, only he can take that time off if he wants to take that time off, or I don't know, maybe he kind of just feels like, I lost my nephew, I lost my brother, I lost this person I've been close to literally my whole life, but all he knows is work. All he knows is to, get back to this and stuff like that. So the Honey Bun record, he has like the whole melody of Drake and 21 Savage's Rich Flex, 21, could you do something for me? So then he has Honey Bun, can you So I don't know, like he's just going through something. That's when I seen and I heard, I was just like, he's going through something. I was definitely really concerned just for Quavo. I just want him to be okay. Long story short, but I think more importantly, watching the music video. So after we get out of the whole Honey Bun, whatever he was trying to service with that record, there was I don't know the name of the record, but there was a second portion of it where, it was black and white, and, he was just kind of like talking about him hurting, and just not, he's just going through it. And I think that's the part that people needed to focus on. Like, obviously the whole Honey Bun thing, had, a couple of people worried, and they was just like, Quavo, it's okay. You can take a break or whatever. But yeah, definitely that second portion, he's definitely, speaking about the pain he's going through. And that's why I was just like, overall, my first initial thought was, I just want him to be okay. Like I said, I can't imagine what he's going through, or what he, has to deal with, or, what is his thoughts and stuff like that, at nighttime, because he was literally right there when that whole situation happened. So, prayers out to him. I hope, like I said, his mental health is cool and great. And this is his birthday this weekend. I think he just turned 32. So, yeah, I just only want to see great things for him. That was literally my initial thought, with this whole Honey Bun rollout that happened this past week. So yeah. But other than that, we're going to move on to my last beat of this week. So, we're in April now. Like I said, as I'm recording this is April 2nd, which means that yesterday was April 1st, which is April Fool's Day. And Usher, he decided to do something that, could have caused a riot. So this weekend is actually the Dreamville Festival in North Carolina. As I'm recording this is day 2. So I actually don't know what happened with day 2. So this obviously happened day 1. Usher, he was performing. And as he was performing, he basically made the crowd think that he was going to have Beyonce come out on stage with him.
I said I would have a special surprise for you tonight, ladies and gentlemen. You guys want to know what that surprise is? Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, put your hands together for the one, the only, Beyonce. April Fools.
Like, literally, you listening to the crowd, you hear people screaming and all of this other stuff, and he's looking off to the side on the stage, and you know it's dark, so you don't know if anybody's gonna emerge. And I mean, it made sense because you know they got Love in This Club Part 2 or whatever. And yeah, that did not happen. It was his April Fool's joke, and I'm just like, Usher, like, why would you do that? Like, do you not know that you could have caused havoc within that moment in time? Because people do not play when it comes to Beyonce. You know, Beyonce is about to go on tour, so, you know, people thought they was going to get, like, a little preview, because, you know, the only performance Beyonce has done so far was her, you know, Dubai situation, when she went to Dubai and she performed at that hotel's opening and stuff like that. So, you know, everybody trying to get, like, you know, a piece of Beyonce, especially those who ain't, you know, get, you know, Renaissance tour tickets like myself, you know. You know, Beyonce said she was going on tour, and I said, Beyonce, I'm poor. So I'm just going to have to watch from social media like everyone else, unless, you know, some tickets just so happen to happen. And then on top of that, here in New York, she's not coming to New York. She's going to Jersey. And when she's going to Jersey, I'm actually going to be on a trip. So I won't even be in the tri-state area when she comes here. So I would have to, like, fly out somewhere else to see Beyonce. Unless, you know, she wants to do a round 2, come back at a later date and time, then maybe we could talk about it. But yeah, Usher playing like that, making y'all think that Beyonce was going to come out on stage during his Dreamville performance was just absolutely cruel. And, you know, and speaking of Usher, I actually really hope, and I don't know if this is going to happen, but cross his fingers, you know, I really do want to go see his residency in Las Vegas. Y'all know I'm a solo traveler now. So once I get past these trips that I have, like, planned and coming up and stuff or whatever, I would really love to just go, even if I have to go by myself, because I wanted to go when he first got the residency, and the residency has been extended, and I've just been seeing so many videos and people having so much fun, and I would absolutely love to go see Usher, you know, perform, because the catalog is legendary, and the show just looks great. So, but yeah, those are my 5 hot beats of this week. Okay guys, I want to thank you for tuning into this week's video, and of course, you know, I cannot end this video without reminding you guys to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And of course, y'all know I got to give y'all my song of the week. And at the beginning of this year, I let y'all know that I fell in love with the girl group Flow. I told y'all they remind me of Take 3 from Star. They're just like the real life version of them, and I've like really just been feeling them and vibing with them. And I'm assuming that they're getting big here in the US, because when I tell y'all, Flow has literally been following me all week. So actually last week they dropped a new record called Fly Girl featuring Missy Elliott. And let me tell y'all, so I saw the record, I saw like the video and all of this other stuff on my TikTok. I went to their TikTok, went through their TikTok. I was like, yeah, those my girls. I love them. Those my girls from the UK. And after watching that one video on my TikTok, every time I go up my For You page, I'm seeing people like have the record playing. I'm seeing the individual, you know, accounts for the girls, because, you know, it's 3 of them, and then they have like the group account and then their individual accounts and stuff or whatever. And like the record just kept following me, and I was like, I really fuck with the record. I love the music video. The music within itself, it just gives real early 2000s vibes, just that feel good type of music, especially when you got Missy Elliott on the record. And then for whatever reason, I just kept thinking of the movie Honey. Like, it was just like, the record sounded like a record that would have been on the Honey soundtrack, especially because it has Missy Elliott on it. And you know, Missy was in the movie. You know, Missy, she did the record with Black, which was like one of the leading records for the Honey soundtrack. So I don't know, like, it was just giving me all the good feels and all the good vibes and stuff like that. So I was like, that's gonna be my song of the week. So my song of the week is Flow featuring Missy Elliott with Fly Girl. Once again, I thank y'all for tuning in, and I'll check y'all next time. So bye. Gotta show y'all the bun. Bye. Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Don't forget to share and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.